Hey guys, it's Aussie here and welcome to episode 2 of my Athletic Bilbao series. This is probably the best start I have ever had to a series on Football Manager before. We are currently, as you can see on the left here, top of the league. We're in first place, 1 point ahead of today's opponents, Atletico Madrid, and a couple of points ahead of Barcelona and Real Madrid as well. We've had a lot of really impressive wins throughout the season. As you look at the player stats here, before we go into the fixtures, Naki Williams is leading goal scorer, only 6 goals. A lot of the goals have been shared throughout the team. A lot of different people have scored about that sort of amount. 4 or 5 goals has sort of been a bit of a trend throughout the team. Highest average rating is Bernat. I'm not really too sure how you pronounce the N there. I'm not sure. I might just say Bernat, but I think it's a little bit different than that as far as pronunciation. I'm not the greatest at it. A lot of people criticize me for it. That's fine. But yeah, he's our highest average rated player with a 7.75. Assists, again, very, very spread out throughout the team. We've got Bernat, Yuri, and Iker Muniain all on 5 assists there as well. And of course, it's good to see that our defensive mid, deep line playmaker there, and Tiraspe is on a 91 pass completion so far throughout the season. Nothing else to really mention there. Muniain did get sent off in one of the games, but that has been the only red card that we have received. We go into the fixtures here. Of course, the first episode, which I want to thank you all for, because the feedback from that video, the amount of views that it got, is it's really good to see, and I didn't really expect to be getting that many views after being away for essentially 2 years from the Football Manager community. So I want to thank you all for that. Quite a few new subscribers as well. Again, we're going for 1,000. It's pretty much been my goal for a long time. So thank you to everyone that has subscribed recently. But yeah, we followed that up with a 2-1 victory over Girona. As you can see, Hervias coming... I'm not sure if he started or if he came off the bench. Let's have a look here. Yeah, he did actually come off the bench, and he picked up a brace in this game. 2 goals within 5 minutes for him as well. And we were actually 1-0 down, so it was pretty impressive to come back that well. I don't really rate Girona as one of the better teams, so I think it was very, very necessary to pick up a win there. And again, sort of kickstart our season a little bit better. We then face Deportivo Alaves, and we also beat them 2-0 away from home, which is, no slouch of a result. They're not the greatest team in the world, but they do have a few good players here and there. And yeah, we then followed that up with a massive victory over Real Madrid. I couldn't believe it, to be honest. Naki Williams getting a brace within the first half was unexpected, to say the least. We finished the first half 2-0. Luka Modric in the first 40 seconds of the second half got a goal. And yeah, a couple of minutes later, Muniain got sent off. And for the rest of the game, we were kind of just holding on to that lead. It was very, very close, and it very easily could have finished... Well, the game could have finished 3-2, essentially. But yeah, pretty good performance, all round. Yuri picking up an 8 match rating there. I believe he got both assists, or yeah, he might have only got 1 assist actually. But a pretty good defensive display there from him. We then followed that up with a disappointing loss to Celta Vigo. Now this game was a little bit weird. We pretty much dominated them, but they did have a lot of shots on target, and eventually it went to a penalty, and Aspas slotted that away. I think it was a VAR penalty as well, which is it's happened a few times, both for me and against me. So yeah, I don't know. I can't criticize it too much, but the only thing I can criticize about the VAR, sort of where we are now, and having played this many games, is that a lot of decisions as far as tackles and free kicks and mostly tackles, have constantly gone to VAR and then nothing's happened. And it's gone out for a throw-in or a offside or whatever it is. And it's just, I don't know, it breaks up the game a lot, which is one of the arguments for it in real life. But yeah, I found it a little bit annoying, a little bit. I'm not going to criticize it too much, because, it's kind of a good thing that they've put it into the game, because it is, something that is happening in real life as well. But yeah, just a little bit frustrated with it. We then followed that game up with a victory against Espanyol. Good to get back to winning ways straight away. Of course, you don't want to string together too many bad results, and we definitely bounced back here with a 2-1 victory. Hervias again on the score sheet, and Munayin also picking up a goal there. One of the games I thought was going to be tough was the Sevilla game. They were in 16th position when we started this one, but we absolutely destroyed them. Played them off the park, essentially. 4-0 victory here at home at the San Mams. Is it San Mams or San Mames? I don't know. But yeah, Hervias, Yuri, Munayin, and Benat all on the score sheet there. We then followed it up with another victory, this time against Valencia, which I thought, again, was going to be another tough game. But they were also towards the bottom of the league at this point. Yeah, nice little 1-0 victory. Inaki Williams in the 22nd minute getting the goal for us there. We followed that up with another victory away from home. 2-1 winners, despite going down 1-0 towards the start of the game. Munayin and Aduriz getting the goals for us in this one. Aduriz actually coming off the bench, I believe. Let's have a look here. Yeah, he did come off the bench in the 62nd minute. So a nice little impressive win there. I'm pretty happy to follow that up. 4 wins in a row, essentially. But we did suffer defeat in the Copa del Rey 4th round against Deportivo Alaves. I did rotate the side very heavily going into this game, because I hadn't really done it. I didn't really rotate much throughout the start of the season, which is essentially probably the reason why we have so many good results there. But yeah, rotated heavily, and we definitely paid for it. And once I decided to bring a few of the better players on, it was kind of too little too late. But yeah, Lopez getting our goal there. I mean, Lopez hasn't really... I think that might have been his first start of the season. He was out injured as well. But impressive to see him pick up a goal there. He is definitely the second choice sort of centre mid advanced playmaker in the team at the moment. And he does find himself on the bench pretty much consistently. The next game, we bounced back with a nice little win at home. 3-1 victory. This game was really weird because both Sasita and Inaki Williams were both playing on a 6.3 and a 6.4, I think. And I literally made the substitution to bring Aduriz on for Sasita in the 60th minute, and he scored. So then I changed that and decided to bring Aduriz on for Williams instead. Good little change there. Obviously, he scored before the substitute went through, but it was good to see that, and he eventually got another goal in the game. So I think it was a smart little piece of tactical managerial substitutions there. We also got a penalty with San Jose slotting that away. And the final game that I played just before starting this episode was a first draw of the campaign against Rayo Vallecano. 2-2 draw away from home. At home. And Sasita and Benat getting the goals there for us. Of course, we did take the lead here in the 15th. And then they got one back to make it 1-1 at half-time. And then in the second half, they went up. So it was 2-1 to Rayo. And Benat... I'll actually show you Benat's goal because this was... I believe... I'm pretty sure this was a quality goal. And I haven't really shown too much passion, let's say, in Football Manager in a while. But this one, we were down, and I believe it was this goal. Munayin crosses it. Yeah, and Benat just slots it in the bottom corner. And I sort of fist pumped for that goal. And it's been a while since I've sort of gotten excited for a goal in a game. So yeah, very happy there. And it did save us a point, which does leave us top, as I mentioned before, top of the league, 2 points ahead of today's opponent. Obviously, if we lose, Atletico will go above us. And yeah, things are looking pretty good. We've lost one game, we've drawn one game, and we've won the other 9. So the tactic is working very well. We are absolutely dominating teams in terms of possession, and more often than not, we're having a lot more shots on target than they are. So I'm very happy with how the tactic's working. I might drop a link in the description because I know a lot of people... It's kind of weird because I know that 50-50, it's probably 50% of people often find a tactic that works really well, and then the other 50 try to make their own tactic and it turns to absolute shit, to be honest. So I'll put that in the description if anybody wants to use it. It is from FM Scout on their website, so I'll put that link in the description. Anyway, today's lineup is going to be Ramiro in goal, Kappa at right back, San Jose and Yere as our centre backs today. And unfortunately, we have a few injuries. Balenciaga, who has not played well all season, despite limited chances, will have to start there today at left back. Itaraspe will be our defensive midfielder, of course. We've got Bernat and Danny Garcia as our 2 advanced playmaker central midfield pairing. We've got Sasita on the right wing. We've got Munaim playing on the left wing as the inside forward. And of course, we're going to go with Williams up front, purely because his pace is frightening. The bench today will be Simon Nunes Ariata, who is a player I brought up from the B team. Of course, with the injury to Yuri, he was out for 2 months, so I just wanted to bring up another left back because, of course, I did loan out both Lekue and Ganea at the start of the season, and I kind of regretted that because in one game we had... This is speaking about the injuries. In one game we had 3 injuries. We had Martinez picking up the injury first. He was out for 2 months, I believe. Then we had Yuri picking up an injury a couple of minutes later, who was also out for about 2 months. I think it was 7 weeks. And in the same game, the substitute Balenciaga picked up an injury as well, but he was thankfully only out for a few days. So yeah, I brought him up. He's not too bad. He'll probably go back down to the B team once Yuri is fit. And we sort of get a little bit more depth back after the injuries have finished. So yeah, Iguaras is going to be on the bench as well with Lopez, Hervias and Aduriz. Let's go. Massive game against Atletico Madrid. Of course, we have to win to stay top. We can also draw. But of course, my team hasn't really drawn that many times. I'm just going to tell them that I expect them to win. I feel like that's kind of worked pretty well. And then we're just going to go with... we think there's a lot more to come from them. So, yeah, we are at home, so I would probably say that we're the favourites, you know, based on our form so far this season. But of course, it is Atletico Madrid. They've got Griezmann, they've got Costa. Griezmann is apparently on £800,000 a week, which is... it just blows my mind. He's a very, very good player, but that type of wage is just absolutely crazy. And Munayin hits the post. Okay, well that's... I mean, it's a good start so far, but we've hit the post, we haven't scored. Yare will get this ball, and that's the end of the highlight there. Balenciaga picking up both fullbacks, actually, on a yellow card there. Kappa and Balenciaga. I'm not going to tell them to ease off tackles, because I feel like we need them to get stuck in, even though they are on the yellow card already. I mean, obviously, Atletico have a very, very strong team. There's no denying that. Garcia to Yere. Balenciaga. Munayin. Munayin's been pretty dangerous, to be honest. Cutting in as an inside forward. Williams gets the goal. He does it. I thought it wasn't going to go in then. I thought Oblak sort of saved it. But yeah, my decision to keep him in the team has definitely paid off there with a nice little goal. And there's a few little injuries over there for Atletico Madrid. Lamar and Godin both picking up knocks. Yeah, but so far so good. As long as we don't concede going into half-time, I think I think I'll be pretty happy. I mean, if we can snag another one, that'd be great. Benat shoots on Balenciaga. Nice cross. Taraspe back to Balenciaga. Another cross and another goal. Sasita. To be fair, before I made that substitution, when he scored the brace in the previous game, or 2 games ago, sorry, he was on like a 6.6 average rating throughout the season, and me cancelling that substitution, I feel like has completely changed his season after he returned from that injury. It's just really weird, but we are going into halftime 2-0 up. I'm just going to tell the boys I'm very happy with what we're seeing so far. Because I am. I mean, the team it's just playing so well, especially with this tactic. I mean, look at the possession. I mean, that's just OP, in my opinion. I mean, look at Koke, one of the better players in their team, was on a 5.9. Yeah, 70% possession. And they've only just had their first shot on target. We're going to make a couple of substitutions here. Things are going so well. I'm just... who should we bring on? Let's bring on Hervias for Munayin. And we'll bring Lopez on for Benat. And then we'll swap these two around. I think that works rather well. Might make another substitution a little bit later on. Just want to keep that third one, just in case. Of course, injuries in this year's game are a little bit worrying. The final sub we'll make will bring Kappa off, and we'll put Yere into right back for Nunes. Sasita with a free kick. Ooh, good save by All Black. Yeah, a bit of a nothing highlight, but anyway. Same thing with Atletico's free kick there, and it looks like we're about to hit full time. There we go. 2-0 victory. Like I said, this is by far the best I have ever done in a series before, or the start of a series. Of course, I've done very well in past series where we've gone on to win a lot of things, but yeah, really happy with that. We're still top of the league. I mean, we've probably opened up a little bit of a gap now, judging on that performance and where we were sitting on the table. As you can see, 7 matches unbeaten currently. And if we look at the league table, we're now 5 points ahead of Atletico. And of course, Real Madrid and Barcelona both have a game in hand. So they'll probably win their games. And they'll be about 3 points behind us if they do indeed win those games. So yeah, I'm very happy with how things are going. The finance sort of side of things, it's not looking great. We're in a little bit of a decline at the moment. For those of you that are interested. And as you can see, the projection doesn't look as great. And I was sort of looking at things, and yeah, the B team. At the start of every month, the B club expenditure is like 300,000, and that's sort of starting us in a very negative position. I mean, another thing that I should mention is we do have a little bit of debt with a bank loan there. But yeah, I'm going to look at that. We're going to make sure that we sort of tweak the finances and maybe have a look at a few different things. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, give the video a like, and goodbye.